I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
I didn't mean to cause you trouble.
Everything I said came out wrong. I didn't mean to harm anyone.
Whatever I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it like that.
It's just that I don't like him.
No, I do like Japanese food. It's just that I'm not hungry.
She may seem unfriendly, but deep down she's very nice.
Deep down, I want to get rid of him. I am a woman who would like to be more confident and less fearful about asking a guy out. Deep down, I believe that the guy should be the one to do the asking.
They often don't see eye to eye, but at heart they both love each other very much.
Are you going to keep all these souvenirs from your trip?
Oh, yes. I'll never throw them out. They mean a lot to me.
Are you going to keep all these souvenirs from your trip?
Oh, yes. I'll never throw them out. They mean a lot to me.
I have a tremendous one to share with you that meant the world to me.
The unstated but clear implication was to lower the standards in order to move those students along.
When I mentioned the sexual implications, she looked puzzled and replied, "There is nothing sexual about bathing."
This plan won't work. Let's forget the whole idea. What do you say?
What are you talking about? I've worked hard for 2 months on this.
This plan won't work. Let's forget the whole idea. What do you say?
What are you talking about? I've worked hard for 2 months on this.
Do you happen to have a match?
Did you happen to hear when he said he was leaving?
I think it's the day after tomorrow.
Did you happen to hear when he said he was leaving?
I think it's the day after tomorrow.
Do you happen to know where they go in the wintertime by any chance?
How the hell should I know a stupid thing like that?
Do you happen to know where they go in the wintertime by any chance?
How the hell should I know a stupid thing like that?
Did you happen to notice where a war memorial is in town by any chance?
When will it be most convenient for you?
Let me see. Probably after 3 p.m. is best.
When will it be most convenient for you?
Let me see. Probably after 3 p.m. is best. Let me introduce my friend Dick.
I think I've seen him before.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Let me think. Oh, yes, in one of my classes.
Let me introduce my friend Dick.
I think I've seen him before.
Oh, yeah? Where?
Let me think. Oh, yes, in one of my classes.
After work, why don't we go running?
I don't know, I'm pretty tired. Let's wait and see how I feel.
After work, why don't we go running?
I don't know, I'm pretty tired. Let's wait and see how I feel.
Do you feel well enough to go for a walk later?
I'm not sure. Let's wait and see how I feel.
Do you feel well enough to go for a walk later?
I'm not sure. Let's wait and see how I feel.
Let's see if I can get the car to start.
Let's see if tomorrow I can have a bit more luck and have a good day again.
I need a copy of my transcript.
I need to get some maps for my trip.
I need the number for Seoul Station.
My computer needs to be fixed.
Need I go?
No, you needn't.
Need I go?
No, you needn't.
There's no need to meet him at the station.
Shall I try to save all this wrapping paper?
No need, it's all torn.
Shall I try to save all this wrapping paper?
No need, it's all torn. I don't think this suits my needs.
Can we use this?
Oh, yes, it looks just right for our needs.
Can we use this?
Oh, yes, it looks just right for our needs. What do you say to going surfing next Sunday?
What do you say to taking a walk in the park?
Sounds good to me.
What do you say to taking a walk in the park?
Sounds good to me.
What would you say if we eat out this evening?
It's fine with me.
What would you say if we eat out this evening?
It's fine with me.
Let's have lunch together one of these days. How does tomorrow sound?
Sounds great.
Let's have lunch together one of these days. How does tomorrow sound?
Sounds great.
His proposal is that we set the deadline on May 10th. How does that sound to you?
Well, frankly, it sounds too tight to me. Let's make it June 10th.
His proposal is that we set the deadline on May 10th. How does that sound to you?
Well, frankly, it sounds too tight to me. Let's make it June 10th.
This house is for sale.
Is it? How much are you asking?
Make an offer.
All right. How does $350,000 grab you?
I'm sorry, but I can't sell it at that price. I wouldn't sell it under $370,000. This house is for sale.
Is it? How much are you asking?
Make an offer.
All right. How does $350,000 grab you?
I'm sorry, but I can't sell it at that price. I wouldn't sell it under $370,000.
It sounds to me like a building being demolished. It sounds complicated. I'm actually going to have a job interview.
Oh, that doesn't sound so fun.
I'm actually going to have a job interview.
Oh, that doesn't sound so fun.
He's likely to arrive a bit late. That's 2 D's in a row. I told you before you might fail.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm still likely to pass.
That's 2 D's in a row. I told you before you might fail.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm still likely to pass.
It may be that she ate too much pizza.
It's not like you to be so rude to a nice girl like Jane, Dick.
I'm worried Jane is not home yet. It's not like her to be this late coming home. I'm afraid something's happened to her.
I can't believe she just hung up on me. That was so unlike her.
Do you mind if I smoke?
No, not at all. Go ahead.
Do you mind if I smoke?
No, not at all. Go ahead.
Can I have your phone number or address if you don't mind?
If you don't mind my suggestion, you need to dye your hair.
Sorry, I can't talk, Dick. I have to finish this report before 3 o'clock.
Don't mind me. I just came to pick up some envelopes.
Sorry, I can't talk, Dick. I have to finish this report before 3 o'clock.
Don't mind me. I just came to pick up some envelopes.
Just get on your work. Don't mind us.
I wonder if I could go with you.
I was just wondering if you could lend me some money.
How much do you really need?
I was just wondering if you could lend me some money.
How much do you really need?
She got a new boyfriend. I wonder how long it's going to last this time.
I haven't seen Dick in years. I wonder what he looks like now.
No wonder you're grumbling.
No wonder the TV wasn't working. It wasn't plugged into the electrical outlet.
Jane broke up with her boyfriend again.
No wonder she looked so down today.
Jane broke up with her boyfriend again.
No wonder she looked so down today.
Don't tell me you didn't see the stop sign.
Don't tell me you didn't know that you were not supposed to do that.
What did I do wrong?
You were speeding. Don't tell me you don't know what the speed limit is here.
What did I do wrong?
You were speeding. Don't tell me you don't know what the speed limit is here.
To my mind, there's no comparison between the two restaurants.
There's no comparison between frozen and fresh fish.
He compared my handwriting with my father's and preferred mine.
No country can compare with Korea in beauty of scenery.
Don't underestimate your worth by comparing yourself with others.
Compared to our small apartment, our uncle's house seemed like a palace.
As you know, life is often compared to a voyage.
Statistics show a 30% reduction in burglary compared with last year.
What's the weather like there?
Hawaii has rather mild weather compared with other places.
What's the weather like there?
Hawaii has rather mild weather compared with other places.
I have some good news and bad news for you.
What's the good news?
I'm going to buy you a drink.
What's the bad news?
You have to lend me money. I'm dead broke today. I have some good news and bad news for you.
What's the good news?
I'm going to buy you a drink.
What's the bad news?
You have to lend me money. I'm dead broke today.
Today's newspaper had some good news and bad news for our economy.
Tell the bad news first.
2 major banks failed in our country.
What's the good news?
The economy is picking up now. Today's newspaper had some good news and bad news for our economy.
Tell the bad news first.
2 major banks failed in our country.
What's the good news?
The economy is picking up now.
What's that got to do with this?
What's that got to do with the price of eggs?
Depends on me. What's that got to do with me?
I don't see what ancient philosophy has to do with modern life.
What's age got to do with love?
Age has something to do with love.
What's age got to do with love?
Age has something to do with love.
Why does that woman keep staring at me?
I think it has something to do with your cigarette.
Why does that woman keep staring at me?
I think it has something to do with your cigarette.
The program is to do with mental illness.
Age has nothing to do with love.
Chemistry and magic have nothing to do with love.
Age is irrelevant if he can do the job.
Why don't you go shopping on Friday instead of Saturday?
Why? What's it to you?
Why don't you go shopping on Friday instead of Saturday?
Why? What's it to you?
Who are you going to meet after work?
Does it matter? What's it to you?
Who are you going to meet after work?
Does it matter? What's it to you?
That guy is a real jerk.
Watch what you say about him.
What's it to you?
That jerk happens to be my brother-in-law.
That guy is a real jerk.
Watch what you say about him.
What's it to you?
That jerk happens to be my brother-in-law.
What time is it?
Does it matter?
What time is it?
Does it matter?
It matters much to me whether he is elected president or not.
It matters much to a man's character where he is born and educated.
It doesn't matter to me if he will come with his father. Does it inconvenience you if we postpone our meeting?
It doesn't matter to me. Any time is fine.
Does it inconvenience you if we postpone our meeting?
It doesn't matter to me. Any time is fine.
Does this bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Does this bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Would it be all right if I open the window a bit?
It doesn't bother me at all.
Would it be all right if I open the window a bit?
It doesn't bother me at all.
Are you all right?
Yes, 1 glass of beer doesn't impair my driving ability.
Are you all right?
Yes, 1 glass of beer doesn't impair my driving ability.
Is it all right with you if we go Sunday instead of Saturday?
That's fine with me. I'm easy to please.
Is it all right with you if we go Sunday instead of Saturday?
That's fine with me. I'm easy to please.
We're out of coffee. How about a cup of tea?
I'm easy.
We're out of coffee. How about a cup of tea?
I'm easy.
Shall we eat Chinese or Japanese food for lunch?
Makes no difference to me.
Shall we eat Chinese or Japanese food for lunch?
Makes no difference to me.
Do you want to see a movie or watch TV at home?
It doesn't make any difference. It's up to you.
Do you want to see a movie or watch TV at home?
It doesn't make any difference. It's up to you.
Shall we have pizza or spaghetti for lunch?
I don't care. I haven't had either one for a while.
Shall we have pizza or spaghetti for lunch?
I don't care. I haven't had either one for a while.
Playing golf has little appeal to me.
Name something you'd like to be. Like a scientist or a lawyer or something.
Lawyers are all right, I guess. But it doesn't appeal to me.
Name something you'd like to be. Like a scientist or a lawyer or something.
Lawyers are all right, I guess. But it doesn't appeal to me.
She is very upset because you didn't show up at the party last night.
Upset about me? So be it. I don't give a damn about it.
She is very upset because you didn't show up at the party last night.
Upset about me? So be it. I don't give a damn about it.
I took my red hunting hat out of my pocket and put it on. I didn't give a damn how I looked.
I don't care what you say. You won't find a pleasanter spot than this.
He makes no bones about it.
We won't be able to eat until 8 o'clock, but who cares?
I care, because I get hungry around 6 o'clock.
We won't be able to eat until 8 o'clock, but who cares?
I care, because I get hungry around 6 o'clock.
Do these sandals go well with my bathing suit?
Who cares? You'll just be taking them off at the beach.
Do these sandals go well with my bathing suit?
Who cares? You'll just be taking them off at the beach.
She was careless about clothing.
The forecast says it will be cold tomorrow.
I couldn't care less about the temperature, because I'll be inside all day.
The forecast says it will be cold tomorrow.
I couldn't care less about the temperature, because I'll be inside all day.
He decided to go on a holiday without telling his boss and let the chips fall where they may.
Should I continue to be his human alarm clock or let the chips fall where they may?
Could you loan me a little money?
It all depends on what you mean by a little.
Could you loan me a little money?
It all depends on what you mean by a little.
What's the average lifespan of a car?
It depends on what kind of car you have and how you use it.
What's the average lifespan of a car?
It depends on what kind of car you have and how you use it.
Will you be able to come to the meeting on Thursday night?
That all depends.
Will you be able to come to the meeting on Thursday night?
That all depends.
Are you going to buy that house?
It depends. If the owner comes down a little with the asking price, yes, we will buy it.
Are you going to buy that house?
It depends. If the owner comes down a little with the asking price, yes, we will buy it. Do you think we should make an appointment first or just stop by?
I don't know. It's all up to you.
Do you think we should make an appointment first or just stop by?
I don't know. It's all up to you.
I hope she realizes before it's too late that it's up to her to direct her energies toward keeping her marriage alive and well.
I would like to go shopping instead of going to the movies.
Suit yourself.
I would like to go shopping instead of going to the movies.
Suit yourself.
Could we meet at 9 in the morning instead of at 2 in the afternoon? I have a conference to attend after our meeting.
No problem. Suit yourself.
Thank you. I hope I'm not inconveniencing you. Could we meet at 9 in the morning instead of at 2 in the afternoon? I have a conference to attend after our meeting.
No problem. Suit yourself.
Thank you. I hope I'm not inconveniencing you.
You like the gray color, but I want a green car this time.
Okay. Have it your way.
You like the gray color, but I want a green car this time.
Okay. Have it your way.
I think he is rather spoiled because his mother has always let him have his own way.
Shall we go bowling or play tennis?
Whatever you say.
Shall we go bowling or play tennis?
Whatever you say.
The only 13-gigabyte computer we have is Magic Station. Take it or leave it.
It's too expensive, so I'll have to leave it.
The only 13-gigabyte computer we have is Magic Station. Take it or leave it.
It's too expensive, so I'll have to leave it.
All I can offer you to drink is beer, Dick. Take it or leave it. Beer is fine with me. All I can offer you to drink is beer, Dick. Take it or leave it. Beer is fine with me.
Do you like to watch baseball games?
I can take it or leave it. I only watch it when there's nothing else on TV.
Do you like to watch baseball games?
I can take it or leave it. I only watch it when there's nothing else on TV.
What is the matter? You look upset.
Yes, something is the matter. I've lost my purse.
What is the matter? You look upset.
Yes, something is the matter. I've lost my purse.
Is something the matter? You don't look well.
No, nothing is the matter. Just a little under the weather.
Is something the matter? You don't look well.
No, nothing is the matter. Just a little under the weather.
There is nothing the matter with your haircut. I really like it.
Do you think Sheedy will break the record of Titanic?
Sure, it's only a matter of time.
Do you think Sheedy will break the record of Titanic?
Sure, it's only a matter of time.
Whether or not he was a good general is a matter of opinion.
Bank officials ask questions as a matter of course when someone wants to borrow money.
My grandfather is a centenarian. As a matter of fact, he is 99 years and 10 months old.
Parents who take an interest in their children's education are well aware of the potential benefits.
Would you be interested in having a beer on the way home?
Bingo! I was just about to ask you the same question.
Would you be interested in having a beer on the way home?
Bingo! I was just about to ask you the same question.
What are your interests?
My main concern is the price. May I ask one thing?
What are your interests?
My main concern is the price. May I ask one thing?
Violence seems to be featured heavily in this book.
Divided into 7 categories, it will feature works of many leading architects of the country.
In the November issue, the magazine features a collection of golden oldies, listing a number of people who had become successful in the autumn of their lives.
Strange as this idea may sound, it does make sense.
It makes sense to ruin one's health by drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes.
Your explanation doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to work so hard.
She thinks it would be better to go by train, and I think she has a point.
I never give money to beggars. If I do, they may think that begging is not a bad job at all.
Good point.
I never give money to beggars. If I do, they may think that begging is not a bad job at all.
Good point.
If you stay up late every night, it stands to reason that you'll get sick.
What's that odor? It's terrible. It smells like garlic.
I'm sorry, I just had a Korean dish that had a lot of garlic in it.
That explains it. What's that odor? It's terrible. It smells like garlic.
I'm sorry, I just had a Korean dish that had a lot of garlic in it.
That explains it.
She could not express the high hope she had for her daughter, but her actions spoke volumes.
She did not interrupt her father while he was talking to her, but the look on her face spoke volumes.
I caught a cold.
That figures. You slept with the window open.
I caught a cold.
That figures. You slept with the window open.
Do you remember what day tomorrow is?
No, I don't.
That figures. It's our wedding anniversary. Do you remember what day tomorrow is?
No, I don't.
That figures. It's our wedding anniversary.
You're 25 and married to a 65-year-old man? That doesn't figure.
I thought you had a day off on Thursday.
The office had a rush job. No one else could do it. So you can fill in the blanks.
I thought you had a day off on Thursday.
The office had a rush job. No one else could do it, so you can fill in the blanks.
2 young guys built the first Apple computer in a garage, and the rest is history.
How did you first come to the States?
I came as an en-pair student for 1 year, and the rest is history.
How did you first come to the States?
I came as an en-pair student for 1 year, and the rest is history.
I don't know how many will volunteer to help with this.
Well, you can count on me. I'll help.
I don't know how many will volunteer to help with this.
Well, you can count on me. I'll help.
You can't count on him to be on time. He's usually late.
Do you think we'll get a bonus this year?
In this economic situation? I wouldn't count on it.
Do you think we'll get a bonus this year?
In this economic situation, I wouldn't count on it.
Throughout history, some cultures have believed in one God, while other cultures have believed in the existence of many gods.
This garden is not the result of a green thumb or luck. Take my word for it. Gardening requires a lot of work.
I can hardly believe it.
Would I lie to you? Take it from me.
I can hardly believe it.
Would I lie to you? Take it from me.
Mark my words, there will be a computer in every household within the next decade.
She will never get a promotion after the stupid mistake she made. Mark my words.
Do you take him at his word?
Honestly, I don't. Where there's smoke, there's fire, you know.
Do you take him at his word?
Honestly, I don't. Where there's smoke, there's fire, you know.
When he said he'd paid the $200 within a week, I took him at his word.
You won the lottery? Tell me another one.
I told her she had the most beautiful eyes I'd ever seen.
Oh, go on with you,
she said, blushing with pleasure.
I may have flunked my math test.
Flunked? Nothing's further from the truth. I heard you made a B.
B? Man, am I hearing this right? I can't believe my ears. I may have flunked my math test.
Flunked? Nothing's further from the truth. I heard you made a B.
B? Man, am I hearing this right? I can't believe my ears.
I've decided to sell my house, quit my job, and move to L.A.
Do you expect me to believe that?
I've decided to sell my house, quit my job, and move to L.A.
Do you expect me to believe that? As he waited at the bus stop, he struck up a conversation with a woman standing next to him.
It's pretty hot today, isn't it? Do you think it will rain today? In this way, striking up conversations is called making small talk.
He is good at making small talk at parties. He usually has something interesting to say.
It is impolite to carry on a telephone conversation while guests are waiting.
She is paralyzed on one side and unable to carry on a conversation. She is getting worse and is practically confined to bed.
We carried on a halting conversation in our imperfect German.
Topics such as family, work, and hobbies are good ways to break the ice when you meet someone for the first time.
I was nervous when I was introduced to her, but she broke the ice by offering me a drink, and soon we were dancing together.
Jobs or hobbies are good icebreakers when you can't think of anything to talk about.
I've really got a hard decision to make.
Let's talk about it. Maybe I can help.
I've really got a hard decision to make.
Let's talk about it. Maybe I can help.
Did you finish the assignment?
Well, you see, I had a slight problem.
Give it to me straight. Don't give me any excuses or reasons. Did you finish the assignment?
Well, you see, I had a slight problem.
Give it to me straight. Don't give me any excuses or reasons. Don't beat around the bush. Give it to me straight from the shoulder.
Okay, Dick, I'll level with you. I don't love you, and I never loved you.
Don't beat around the bush. Give it to me straight from the shoulder.
Okay, Dick, I'll level with you. I don't love you, and I never loved you.
Are you hiding something? Why don't you level with me?
I like you, but I don't know you well enough to marry you.
Come on, why don't you talk turkey and say you don't love me anymore?
I like you, but I don't know you well enough to marry you.
Come on, why don't you talk turkey and say you don't love me anymore?
She told me about herself. She was upfront with me.
You look upset today. What's the matter with you? Please get it off your chest.
I felt a lot better after I got the problem off my chest.
Sometimes it helps to share your problems with a friend.
I felt a lot better after I got the problem off my chest.
Sometimes it helps to share your problems with a friend.
Ask him to come clean and tell you if he and his wife are really washed up or not.
Come on, man, tell it like it is.
Okay, I'll not beat around the bush anymore. I'll tell it like it is.
All right. If you cut that fancy footwork out, I'll let it all hang out too.
Okay, I'll not beat around the bush anymore. I'll tell it like it is.
All right. If you cut that fancy footwork out, I'll let it all hang out too.
How to handle the friendship? Confront her. Ask if she's having financial difficulties. Lay down the law and tell her you will not stand for this kind of behavior.
Are you interested in renting this luxurious apartment?
It's very nice, but frankly speaking, I can't afford the rent.
Are you interested in renting this luxurious apartment?
It's very nice, but frankly speaking, I can't afford the rent. I'm a 65-year-old woman. My husband is 68. For the past 7 years, my husband hasn't been able to perform in the bedroom. To be honest, that didn't bother me one bit.
He laid his cards on the table about his price to buy that house.
Let me put my cards on the table. Either we sell more or we'll have to close the business.
The candidate never showed his true colors.
I'm not going to argue with you, but I think you're wrong.
That's enough arguing. You two cool it.
A manager quarreled with the umpire on every call he made.
Her tragedy was compounded by having quarreled with her dad and not having made up before he died.
More recently, he has been at loggerheads with the school foundation over personnel management.
The Sour Washington Tokyo summit leaves both sides at loggerheads.